Hey guys, we're just gonna get started in 1 second. Perfect. This should work in about a couple minutes. Says it's connecting. Oh, perfect. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Great, great.
Perfect. It worked. That was pretty simple. You're like, oh yeah, it'll just connect. Like I'll request it. And
You're a pro. You're a pro.
I was like, okay, can it connect? Perfect. We'll wait a couple minutes and then we'll get started. I know a couple people messaged me today saying that they were running out and going to buy the book, so it's
Oh,
pretty
I love
exciting.
that.
Yeah.
So, is this your first month of book club?
Yeah, so this is the first time that I did it. It starts in February, so my mom joined and she's like, I already started. She's like, I can't put it down. I'm like, you're not supposed to start yet. She starts like telling me about it. I'm like, I haven't started. I'm like, don't tell me.
Well, I'll just say you picked a twisted book to start with.
Yeah, actually everybody on here recommended it to me. Like I like put out like a little blurb and I'm like, you guys, what should I read? And that one was picked a couple times. So I'm like, and then I read it, like the back of it. I was like, all right, this is it. I got to do it. So
I love that.
all
Thank
right.
y'all for whoever recommended it.
Yeah. All right. So let's get started. So as you guys all know, I started a book club and I'm super excited to introduce you guys the #1 New York Times bestselling author, One Being Confessed, that has been made into a series on Amazon Prime and numerous awards, the one, the only Colleen Hoover.
Hi,
Woo!
thank you. We need like a clap track.
Yeah, for real, just like a little button. All right, so as I was saying, our book club starts February 1st. We're starting with Verity, your book. Can you tell us a little bit about what it's about?
Verity is by far, I think, my most twisted book. I usually write romance. I know that you haven't read any of mine yet, so this was a departure for me. And it's a thriller about a writer who takes over another injured writer's series. So she has to move into her house in with her family, and things just get a little creepy. So I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it was a lot of fun to write.
I'm not really sure what this reference means, but a lot of people have said, oh, you'll never look at headboards the same. Like, okay. So I'm not sure what that's about, but I'm excited to get to that part. Um, when writing, what inspires you to like come out with your stories and your ideas? I know you have a lot of books, so how do you get started?
Um, it's different with every book. With Verity, I actually got angry at a scary movie that I watched. Like I said, I usually write romance novels, and my mom and I went to watch a movie, and I'm not going to say which movie it was, but I loved the beginning of this movie. Like, I love scary movies. And then halfway through, it just kind of went downhill, off the wall. And I like my thrillers to be realistic, like something I feel could happen to me. And so I was complaining all the way home to my mom about how upset I was with the second half of the movie. And she was like, why don't you just write your own? And I was like, I'm going to do that. And I went home, outlined the entire book until 4 a.m. And so that's how Verity came to be. But it's just different with every book. They say, where do you get your inspiration? But for me, it's more like, how do you shut your inspiration off? Like, I can, like eavesdrop at a restaurant on people and pull a story from that. So it's more, I think my struggle is focusing on one book at a time.
Did you say you wrote it in one day?
No, I outlined it.
Oh, I was like, oh my God, wait a second. Because a lot of your readers for this book have said that they've read it in one day.
Yeah.
They're like, once you get started, you're not going to be able to set it down. Like, you're going to finish in one day. I was like, all right, I'm going to have to start on a weekend so that I can just stay up all night and binge it, the whole entire thing. So I got to know, I saw in an interview that you have to wear a new pair of socks every time you write a book. Is that still true?
Yes. I don't know what it is. I love new socks, and I'm not into like fashion or anything like that. So I don't have to worry about spending my clothes on purses or clothes or anything. But I do spend a lot of money on socks, and I end up donating like socks to Goodwill that have been used one time. But I don't know, it just makes me feel good. So on writing days, I'll make my husband, when he goes to the store, get extra socks. So I can put I have a fresh pair on today that I got at Target yesterday.
That's awesome. So you don't have like a favorite brand, just whatever feels good on your feet, like some fuzzy ones? Or...
They have to be like above the ankle, but not like I can't wear calf socks, and I can't wear really low socks. So I am pretty particular. Don't care about the brand, just the height.
Yeah, that's awesome. What else was I gonna say? So if I read that you've done 20 books, do you have a favorite?
Oh, it's like asking me which kid is my favorite. Changes
You have a
every
favorite
day.
kid too, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which one's annoying me the most at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think the one I had the most fun writing was my first one, because I didn't think anyone was ever going to read it, so there was absolutely no pressure.
Right.
And you know, so I didn't have any of that stress that comes along with knowing people are going to read it and judge it. But I think the one that means the most to me is It Ends With Us. That one I kind of pulled a little bit from my real life and from my mom's life. So that one has a special place in my heart.
Is that the only one that has like personal connections to you then?
Yeah, I lead kind of a boring life. So, you know, I can't really pull from my life a whole lot. I've been with my husband since I was 16, so we don't have any drama.
Right.
So yeah, I just pretty much try to avoid writing about people in my life. I don't want to make anyone angry.
Yeah, you don't want someone to be like, oh, I know that one's about me.
Yeah.
And then you have a new book out that came out in December called Layla.
Mm-hmm.
Can your fans expect another book from you this year, or any other ones going to screen?
Well, It Ends With Us right now is optioned by Justin Baldoni from Jane the Virgin. He did 5 Feet Apart and Clouds. So I'm hoping that one, something happens with that. And I don't know what I'm releasing this year. I have a publisher, but I also write indie. Verity doesn't have a publisher. I just self-published it on my own. And so as soon as I got done writing it, I uploaded it and published it. And so that's probably what I'll do this year, is write a book and then a week later publish it after it goes through rounds of editing. So I don't really know what I'm going to be releasing next, but I will have something hopefully this summer.
And I think I might have heard too that you have like a secret book room or something in your office. Or is that not true either? Because I'm like, wait a second, what?
Where are you getting this stuff?
I had to do some research. I'm like, wait a second, I've never done a live before. I gotta know, like, I gotta have some talking points here. And I had talked about, you're like, well, it's not a secret anymore, I guess. But is that true?
Yeah. So when we built our house, like, the only thing I wanted, I've always, since I was a little kid, wanted a secret room. And so I have these bookshelves in my office. I'm not there right now. I'm actually in a different town. But I have these bookshelves that line my office, and one of them you can push and open up to a smaller room where I kind of lock myself up and write when I'm on a deadline.
Yeah, you're like, if I'm in here, don't bother me. That's awesome.
Right.
That's so cool.
It's like a sub office. If I'm in my main office, the kids can bother me, but if I'm in my sub office, don't come in.
Yeah, stuff's getting real. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for hopping on here today. And, you know, you guys, if you haven't already picked up the book, there's still time to get it. Lane's Book Club starts February 1st, virtually, so this is all done from the comfort of your own home. And there's the link in my bio. And I can't wait to get started, you guys. I've heard nothing but good things, and I want to read it and be like, now I know everything that people have been saying about this book is true. So thank you so much, Colleen.
Thank you. I hope you like it, and just holler at me when you guys are finished, and we'll hop on and I'll answer some questions.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Probably going to have some when you finish.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.